Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 7 of BoostBrothers.tv. And look, can I interrupt your
Sorry, it was
prophesizing?
just a great read. I'm just so enjoying this book. Anyway, we'll leave that for another time.
Have you even finished it yet?
Yeah, but reading it? No.
Writing it.
Almost. So
Well, keep
close.
your eyes and ears out for that one.
Anyway, here we are, episode
7.
7, as we said. It's also like
Lucky number 7.
ding, 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 ding.
Now, if we were to actually do a 007 episode, the question then becomes, what spirit would we use?
But it would have to be a martini, would it not?
Well, no, that's a drink. It's
Yeah, no,
not
but
a
what would
spirit.
put into the martini?
But the thing is, recently, well, actually, there may still be some stock available out there. There is actually a limited release Spectre 007 Belvedere vodka.
Belvedere vodka.
Belvedere vodka. Very, very good vodka. Very smooth. Triple distilled, I believe.
Triple distilled.
Triple distilled. Of course, the more times they distill a spirit, the more impurities are removed and henceforth delivering a smoother flavour.
So we have barely even started episode 7, and you've already laid upon us pearls of wisdom.
Dropped some knowledge.
You've dropped some knowledge bombs.
If I had a microphone, I could drop that, and I'm out now because I've already dropped the knowledge. But
Doink! Walk off the stage. The golden mic is around there somewhere, probably underneath the can of there.
I know, but
Anyway.
there's a segue between dropping knowledge and having a drop to drink.
Okay, speaking of which, it's been a tough week.
Oh, look, all weeks have their moments.
I feel like I've been fighting fires, solving problems. I've got so many people's monkeys on my back.
Not on your shoulder?
Maybe this crawled its way up to my shoulder.
Maybe
Why
they
would you
could
say
be.
that?
They could be. The reason behind that lovely segue, ladies and gentlemen, it's monkey shoulder time.
Monkey shoulder time.
Monkey shoulder. It's a blended malt. We're not messing around here, Stephen.
Who the hell is Stephen?
Oh look, just once again touching on the feedback from some of our wonderful viewers.
Yes, about getting straight into the drink.
We're getting straight into the drink. I'm going to
Get our drink on.
I'm gonna have a bit of ice with this one. Would you like some ice for yourself?
I would like Uno.
Just Uno.
Cuba.
You're sticking with the Uno cube. I am going to double that.
Duo.
Theoretically, double the fun, double the pleasure,
The 007 episode.
double your tasting experience. All right, now, as we said, the Monkey Shoulder is a blended malt, which means all that the whiskies in this one have all come from the one distillery, hence they are all single malts that are in here. Now, I do know there's 3 single malts in this one.
3 single malts.
3 single malts.
Would that not be 3 malts then, not 3 single malts?
Well,
No shot glass here. This is impressive.
no shot
You're
glass.
picking up from episode 6 where I just random pour. Are you getting more messages? I hear your phone buzzing.
I'm experienced with the pour, mate.
Yes.
It does help when you have a little writing on the glass. You can filter that. No, that's just
People
random,
of the big social media. Or
random
the
Facebook stuff.
Facebook, social.
It's
that stuff
terrible,
where you can
actually,
follow
though.
us on Instagram,
Twitter.
Facebook, YouTube. You can subscribe to us on YouTube.
We even have our own website,
We have our own website.
bluesbrothers.tv.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, that's just a side.
Okay, so as I said, it is a blended malt incorporating 3 single malt whiskies. One of them is still to this day one of my favourite single malts of all time. Glenfiddich is in this one, or Glenfiddich, if you will.
The Fliddish.
It also has the Balvenie in there, which is another absolutely sensational drop. I have one of them I will bring to the party one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
And another one which I've forgot the name of already, but there's 3 single malts, all made by William Grant and Sons, and blended together ever so nicely to bring us the Monkey Shoulder blended malt. Nice, fairly basic bottle. I do love the little brass monkeys up there.
Hear no evil, see no evil, talk no evil.
Well, no, they all just look the same, so, But they are on the shoulder of the bottle.
Yes, they are indeed. So, a blended malt Scotch whiskey. So, Scotch whiskey.
It is made in Scotland. As I said, William Grant and Sons, and of course the Glenfiddich, Balvenie, and
Whatever the other one was.
Kininvie, I think it is.
Something.
It starts with a K. It's got a V in
Yes.
there. Very technical.
Okay, so very interesting. On the label it says 3 of Speyside's finest single malts using batches of just 27 casks for a smoother, richer taste.
And they are part of the aging with this one is actually done in bourbon casks.
Bourbon casks.
Which, you know, as you will notice, there is some sweetness on the nose with this one. Almost a vanilla. Almost a vanilla there. I think there's a hint of it. Thought you were going to have a sip there and do my trick.
No.
See, again, I'm not going to let you get away with it. Although I did get away with it.
Well, you got caught, but you know, I'm going to save. It's like a mulligan golf. I'm just going to save that for later. Every now and again, I'm like, that's just payback from episode 2, when you just had a nip when I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I know, but let's face it, it was worth having a nip.
Absolutely. Anyway,
Cheers.
cheers,
And cheers to you.
and cheers to you, and cheers to you, and cheers to you. You know, that is
That's quite pleasant.
not too shabby at all.
Quite pleasant at all. Sub $60 mark. So depending on where you shop, you might be able to pick it up on a special around the high 40s. But you shouldn't pay any more than maybe 60, 65, depending on where you shop, of course.
Yeah.
On that subject, frequent your local independent liquor retailer. Ricker retailer?
Rickard Lita. Mate, imagine we film more than one episode at a time.
I know, we could have some problems there. It is a personal thing, independent retailers, as opposed to chain stores, i.e. the big guns like BWS and Liquorland. Shopping with an independent retailer, you are supporting a locally owned business, and that's a big and important thing. You know, shop local, your money stays local, and that's a big key.
Yes. This is inspired by our malt men. Who are the malt men? Who still turn the malting barley by hand. They're the people who turn barley by hand, are the malt men.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's good to know that there are some distillers out there that still incorporate a lot of the old traditions in their modernised production, if you will.
Yes. This is a damn.
I mean, it
fine
has progressed over the years from, peat-fired drying. Now they use a lot of just fan-forced hot air, but some still incorporate that peat smoke in there to impart more flavour.
So, I think in episode 6 we touched on the Dalwhinnie and we talked about the Diageo.
Yes.
And so is this their own... So who's the...
This is William Grant and Sons.
So William Grant.
Distributed by them. They own the distillery.
Right.
William Grant and Sons, their biggest brand, of course, Grant's Whiskey and Glenfiddich.
And actually Grant's happens to be Mrs. Prophet's favourite whiskey of all the whiskies.
You have mentioned that before.
Yes. So this is from the same
And I
family, perhaps.
I will confess, this was a little thank you, a bit of a gift from my William Grant and Sons rep. Yes, in case you haven't realised by now, I run a liquor store during the day. I'm not telling you which one because, I'm just going to keep it simple.
Liquor up front, poker
Poker
up
in the
back.
rear.
Yes.
And all the fun stuff in between.
Anyway.
And as part of that, it's like I ordered a bit of stock the other day, and I did order a couple of new whiskies, not just a couple of existing ones. One of which I think we will bring to the table very, very soon because I'm quite excited about it. It's not one that I've tried yet, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, that's it. You're just going to throw that out there. You're not even going to give me something.
I'm just going to tease you with that a little bit, and just a little bit, just round and about, and then I'm just going to leave it alone.
Okay.
And that's, if you find that frustrating, then that's your problem.
You're just going to tickle my dickle, aren't you? You're just
No,
You're not going to...
Seriously, are we going to go one episode without you bringing that joke into play?
No.
It kind of makes me not want to do any more out of the George Dickel range.
Well, awesome to note that the George Dickel Distillery, we shared our video that was very episode 1, the George Dickel Tennessee Mash.
Very episode 1 because it was in fact episode 1.
It was the number 1 episode, the very first episode we ever did. But thank you to them. We shared that with them, and they reached back out to us, and we're really excited the fact that we had chose their beverage as our first beverage of choice, our first guest star on BoozBrothers.tv, And they gave us some really great feedback, and we appreciate it to the George Dickel Distillery. Thank you so much for that. And they have
Absolutely.
asked us to sample a couple of their other ones, which we will do.
We will
because
in
you're
time.
so kind to reach out to us.
It'd be even nicer if they sent us a bottle.
Oh, if you send us a bottle, it'll be freaking awesome, and we will put where you can send those bottles to us, George. Nothing but love for you, George.
Yeah, drop us a line. We'll help you out.
Yes. So, with that, any of the other distilleries out there, if you'd like us to have a chat about you just at least give us some feedback. We'd appreciate it. I'm not saying to send us your stuff for free, but it helps. But we would gladly sit there and if you've got something you'd like us to promote or have a taste of and sample, tell us what it is. And if any of you are out there watching boozebrothers.tv and you'd like to get our feedback as fine connoisseurs on whiskeys, scotches, or any other beverage of spiritual choice.
If there is something in particular that you think you would like us to tackle, even if you would just simply like our opinion on your favourite beverage,
Yeah.
drop us a line, even in the comments section, or as we said, through Facebook, boozebrothers.tv, Instagram, Twitter.
The Twitter. Whoops, did you just have a go at me then? Yes, so
whiskey.
please let us know what your favorite beverage is, and we will bring it here and we'll have a crack at it, as it were. Very happy to. But the Monkey Shoulder, so sub 60, $40 to $60, depending on your
Specials
and everything like that, but
Your
probably
standard,
around the
your
mid-50s.
standard pricing would be around the mid-50s.
Right.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely drop.
I will be honest, it's the first time I've actually tried this one, although I did try the original, which was not classed as a blended malt, it was simply a blended scotch.
Right.
So obviously they've updated their recipe, they've improved the quality of their whiskey with that.
Excuse me.
Better out the attic window than the basement door.
Yes.
And look, I think this is absolutely stunning. For a mid-priced, if you
So-
will, or lower range of the
Yeah.
price scale.
Part of the Grant family. Very cool bottle. Love the monkeys there. Very cool. Now, there was a cage that came, or I noticed once in a bottle shop there was a cage around.
Yes, over the past couple of years they've done a couple of limited releases, one with a square cage, the more recent one is a barrel-shaped cage, and they do actually look quite stunning in the cage. Great gift idea, as always, it presents better in a fancy gift box or something gimmicky like the cage. I like the idea of the caged monkey and letting the monkey loose.
As it were. Very Planet of the Apes.
Well, you want to hope the monkey doesn't take over.
Well, if they're going to keep producing Monkey Shoulder, I'd be happy for that.
Oh, look, I'd be very, very happy with that as well. I'm quite enjoying it. As we said, there's a nice sweetness there, a little hint of vanilla. I think it's definitely a rocks whiskey, or perhaps even with your choice of mixer.
Although, of course, we know
But
I'm
it's
not
very,
a mixer.
very
I'm not a
enjoyable.
mixer kind of dude.
No, but you'd still quite, as I said, quite happily drink that on the rocks.
Now, once
I
again,
think even neat, it would still be quite pleasant.
40% alcohol. Interesting to note, once again, the last episode we talked about Dalwhinnie, it was 24 standard drinks for that bottle. This one's
At
22.
43%.
Yeah, 43%, and this one is 22 at 40%.
Yes,
700 mil.
somehow they calculate standard drinks as to, I think it works out by percentage more than anything, because let's face it, I don't think that we would actually get 22 drinks out of that bottle ourselves.
So I'd love to know, why did they choose the name Monkey Shoulder? Batch 27, smooth and rich. Much like me, smooth but not rich. The Monkey Shoulder. Do we have any idea where the name came from?
No, I didn't actually get that far with my research, or more the point, I actually skipped that bit because I was more curious as to which whiskies are actually in the blend.
And once again, to go back to the 3 single malts, which is funny when you think of that, because a single malt is that it's made from one distillery.
All comes from the one distillery that is put into, it's not necessarily a single malting,
Yes.
but there is still a lot of work that takes place by the master distillers to actually put the different ones together, develop the tastings, even for a single malt itself, and obviously a blended scotch, whether it be a blended malt or simply a blended scotch. There's a lot more work that goes into pairing tastes from different casks to give you, the consumer, the best possible taste on your palate.
Yes, there you go. Right, that is impressive. So I'm very happy. So we should get into rating the Monkey Shoulder Batch 27 Smooth and Rich Blended Malt Scotch Whiskey. Out of the typical BluesBrothers.tv rating of 11.
Yes.
Cue Ball, let us hear your number.
Look, my thoughts. I mean, we keep coming back to it. It's good value. It's great value because it's a very, very drinkable whiskey, very reasonably priced. It's not out of the budget of most people, and it's probably the bottom end of a lot of people's whiskey budgets. I mean, for argument's sake, by comparison, the Dalwhinnie of last week, as we said, sort of 130 to 150. This is a third of the price. Still a very, very enjoyable whiskey. Look, I'm going to go about an 8.63.
8.63.
8.63.
8.63. Making a blended malt Scotch whiskey is not monkey business. There's no monkeying around when you make such a fine, smooth, and rich batch. 8.63.
8.63.
Impressive. And for...
I mean, it's a simple case of, look,
Yeah.
It's good, but obviously I've had better. But that's, look,
But putting into its price range...
it's
for-
still in the top half. It's
Yeah,
still
when I think about a bunch of the
higher
other...
than a 5.5 out of 11. I'm just going to put that away. It
Yeah.
keeps falling off.
Get the fuck out of here. So when you put it into that price range, let's call it the 50-ish Aussie dollars.
Great value.
Great value. Compared to other scotches and whiskies that I've had in that range, I would have to say it would be right up there. Certainly, different class to the Dalwhinnie. But when I look at that, I'm going to... 8.63, wow. I usually like to rate higher than you.
Mate, if you can't do that, then you can't do
No,
that.
I've got to go with what my instinct
You've
is
got
telling
to
me.
be honest about
I'm
this.
sitting at a solid 8.17. So, which is
That's still a good rating.
16.8, which is an easy 8.4.
Would you like a dash more?
As a matter of fact, at that price tag, sure. And since once again, actually the price tag for this one was free for us.
Would you like another cube in there?
Oh, let's just put
So shall we'll add the whiskey and
Yes. So
then add some more ice.
So yeah, a solid
I-
8.4 is the average for the two of us.
Just quickly, you will notice there is still a little bit of liquid in the glass there. Obviously, it's quite heavily diluted at this stage, and I mean, at times that dilution actually helps bring out a little extra aroma and taste. An extra cube for
Yes,
yourself,
please.
Vicar?
Thank you so much, Becca. And
It's-
look at the
it's an
high-tech
old,
ice bucket that we have. Actually, the ice
The
cream
good old
container.
2-litre ice cream container. It's a great way to store your ice.
Nothing but class here at BluesBrothers.tv. The hacienda is,
Nothing but
Stock.
class and plenty of us.
as we have always said, we are putting the ass in class while drinking out of a glass.
Cheers. But
Cheers.
mind you, we're not gonna wrap that just yet, because I mean,
No.
there's no, I had it, but it's gone.
It's gone.
I was gonna say something else then.
So I want to just highlight quickly that in episode one, also we did mention episode. God, Travis has been pretty productive on our
Travis has been
YouTube.
very productive.
Nothing but love for you, Travis. The he mentioned in the YouTube channel certainly about our not rating the George Dickel, which we did in episode 6. But he also mentioned about using rocks, the ice rocks.
Yes, there
So-
was a wonderful innovation about 4 years ago or so. Here's some we prepared earlier.
Yes. But we'll probably pull them out for episode 8 and actually use them.
Oh, yeah,
in
we
episode 8,
will
but just so
use
you can
them.
have a little
But
teaser.
effectively, it's-
a little teaser.
It is literally
A rock.
a piece of stone that is obviously some are polished, but they're sealed so that you don't get any sort of granules and things in your drink. You can keep those in your freezer for if you want your whiskey chilled, but not diluted effectively. So therefore, that chilling, which can release some more flavour and things, or more the point, have your whiskey to your own personal preference, without dilution, so you get the full benefit of the whiskey as the distiller intended. And also, our good friend Dave Hanna.
Dave Hanna of
Made
Hanna's
a-
Hot Sauces. Thank you very much for continuing
Thank you,
our
Dave. We
sponsorship.
do love your sauce, mate. They are saucemen.
And actually, the saucesomeness the boss of sauce, the Daver of flavor, the king of sting.
The Hannah Man.
If he lived in Montana, he would be the Hannah of Montana. Anyway.
I reckon he might actually dislike you a little for saying that. I'm still
Oh, my
smouldering.
achy breaking heart.
I know. I'm still smouldering a little there, but
There it
that's
is.
okay because
I came in like a wrecking
smoking
ball with that
is
one.
allowed.
Yes. I might swing in naked on a wrecking ball.
Please don't.
Yes.
Please don't.
Anyway. So
As
Hannah.
as long as the relevant parts are hidden by, as long as your balls are hidden behind the ball. I'll just say
Anyways,
it.
so where are we going with Hanneman? Anyway, so Hanneman, he did comment.
He made a comment on one episode on our YouTube channel about the concept of
Subscribe to boozebrothers.tv, please.
adding ice once your drink has been
Yes,
poured.
that is
There is a
correct.
concept of bruising the spirit. To be honest, I haven't actually looked that one up. It's not something that I've ever heard before. I know there is an argument that when it comes to cocktails like martinis, whether shaken versus stirred, whether shaking does bruise the spirit. And it's more about how you like it. So, add the ice before, add the ice afterwards. I don't think it makes a difference. I've never noticed a difference myself.
So Hanneman, as the fine distiller of the world's greatest sauces, it may make a difference when you put the peppers in or not, before or after, whatever ingredients you put in. But we believe when it comes to putting the ice in, it don't mean shit. Love you, brother.
And that's all I have to say about that.
That's all we got to say about that. Anyway, so without that, I think we've addressed Travis's thing. We talked about Hanneman's thing. I mean, this is the whole point. When you put a comment on, we will refer back to it. We will bring up, we'll answer any question, challenge
Yes.
us, whatever. We'll probably get it wrong anyway, but we don't give a shit. But we'll at least answer it. We'll challenge it. We'll take it. Bring it on.
And if nothing else, we will give you our honest opinion.
Which could be worth 2 knobs of full goat poo, but we will give you our opinion.
You were going to say something else then,
Yes,
weren't you?
I was, but I thought,
There's alcohol involved, which implies it is an 18-plus subject.
yes.
So, if we wanted to mention fermented goat turds, we could.
Yes, as it were. Anyway, no, but please give us your questions, challenge us. If you think something we've said isn't right, or you've got something to add to the conversation, Booze Brothers TV is about creating a dialogue. We want to create a dialogue with you about these sorts of things, about appreciating the finer things, the finer whiskeys, scotches, bourbons, you name it, in life. So please throw it at us. We're keen to go for it.
Even
No
if
question.
it's as simple as you disagree with what we have to say about the whiskey in question. So, for argument's sake, if you don't like a monkey on your shoulder, shall we say, if you think that's shit and you disagree, then fine, let us know. It's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So throw it at us. We're happy to take it on. Other than that, bless you.
I think that was the dog.
The challenges of a live studio audience. Nonetheless, I think we'll end it there.
Works for me.
And as we like to close every single episode.
Son of a bitch! Good drink. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, Ellen. And thanks to the videographer again for stepping in for the second episode in a row. Good on you, Mitch. RealMyWeb.com.au. Insert. Anyway, that's it. You want to say hello to the crowd? No, he's shaking his head.
No. Would you like a drink?
Would you like a drink, son? Actually, I think what we should do for episode 8 is we should get the videographer's drink of choice.
We could do that. I
You
don't know what
the-
that is.
Do you know what the videographer's drink of choice is?
Take a guess, and if you're right, we'll mention your name in our next episode.
Yes. You get jack shit, but other than to get your name mentioned, highlight. We'll put it right across the top. We'll even, like as a ticker feed, leave it, guess who guessed it right across the whole top of the whole episode. If anyone can tell us what Mitchell Clare of buildmyweb.com.au's drink of choice is, at least the whiskey part of it. It is a whiskey, I'll give you that much. He does mix it, not like his dad. So with that, if you can work that out, we'll give you full credit across the whole show.
There you go.
Get onto it, peeps. That is worth, that's just like having your names running across the Oscars for the whole thing. I don't know, something.
I know.
That's pretty
So
impressive.
yeah, follow, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or even on the web. boozebrothers.tv. I think that's it.
I think it is.
So here's the prophet.
He's the cue ball.
And it's good night from me.
Oh, and good night from. Oops, my bad about that. We had a good thing going then. And good night from me and him.
Cheers!
Again, one more time.
Hands are shaking, marks are crawling all over me.
You're terrible.
My hands are aching, my hands are shaking, marks are crawling all over me.